Finishing 4th in the world. Pretty OP. First hit going to be coming in from Kaddiel, and he's going to be coming in, of course, with Hybrid. A little bit heavier there on the miners than he is on the Hog Raiders. Of course, we will see a Queen charge coming in. Little bit of a nasty base, to be honest, to kick off proceedings. I usually tend to avoid doing Hybrid and Legends because it's such an incredibly difficult strategy to secure the Town Hall when it's a base like this. So we might see Kaddiel using some blimps potentially for the Town Hall, though he does currently have the Siege Barracks selected. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see if he continues to use the Siege Barracks throughout these attacks, or if that's something that we might see him actually changing up. But we're going to get a pretty early pull here on a very heavy Archer, so you see a couple of Headhunters in there as well. I don't think we've had a full and complete CC lure there though, so something we will need to consider. Yup, there's the rest of the CC now going to be coming out, and it is of course those super minions, so we do need to keep an eye on our Archer Queen's HP. She's about to come into range of the enemy King, so we do go ahead and make sure we drop down that free spell on the super minions. We also get through that enemy King with the help of a Headhunter. Another rage spell going to be coming down. That super wall breaker, so unbelievably unhelpful right there. But it looks like we are going to be trying to push our Queen in towards this Town Hall, though she might potentially path the wrong way here because that wall breaker did open up that wall down at 6 o'clock. But luckily here for Kaddiel, it looks like that Queen is going to be going into the core of the base. Could have done with dropping a couple of Coco Loons, because sadly the Queen did pick up a couple of Seeking Air Mines onto her healers. Going to continue pushing in regardless. We have that Siege Barracks alongside our King over there on that 9 o'clock section of the base. Rage Spell, of course, down in the core of the base. That's going to help this Queen just be protected slightly longer. Super early on that Eternal Tome ability. Not too sure if that's the smartest of plays there, because that Town Hall Poison, once the Warden ability wears off, is going to cause some issues for any troops that end up in it. Going to continue pushing on through though. That heal spell doing some nice work. We can go ahead, freeze up this. No, we don't have a freeze, we have an invis. My apologies. Are we going to protect our Queen? No, we let her go to ability against that single target Inferno. I wonder if we're going to potentially see this invisibility spell drop down to protect our Hogs and Miners as they come in from this top section of the base. No, we're going to go ahead and use it to protect up our Queen. Of course, we want her to stay alive through the back end of this one, but this is looking pretty OP, to be honest, from Kaddiel, and he is going to be kicking off proceedings here with a triple using Hybrid. Really nice hit coming in. Very controlled there with his Queen charge. And to be honest, I don't know how he manages to keep his troops alive like that, to be honest. When I do Hybrid, all my Hogs and Miners seem to die instantly, but not Kaddiel, not Kaddiel. Here we go, Kaddiel going to be coming in with this next hit. He is going to be going ahead. Oh, this is a tough old base, but I guess it's relatively similar to that of the previous one, where we've got a very heavy core here with the Quad Expo, the double scatter. We've got all three of those Infernos. We also have the heroes all in the core. So that Queen is going to have an awfully difficult job trying to push all the way through into the core. He does go ahead, tries to get a little bit of a CC pull, and does manage with 2 Hog Raiders to pull out the entirety of it. We're going to go down, drop a super early poison right there. Not too sure if that early poison was needed. Could have held on to it slightly longer just to make sure we get through those lava pups, because now we're going to have to battle through them because that poison will fade out. But we're going to be pushing in from that 9 o'clock section regardless. And we've got plenty of super wall breaks, which is something that... yeah, so I'm guessing in the majority of these attacks, he's going to be trying to push his Queen in towards that Town Hall compartment, then use another super wall break like he has down here for his Siege Barracks as well as his King. But that Queen going to be coming in from that 9 o'clock section. We do have a couple more super wall breakers, one of which is going to be getting dropped down right there. So potentially looking for this Queen to walk down and around. Here comes the King and that Siege Barracks, of course, using that Golem skin, which has extra hit points. That's just a rumor. But second super, or in fact, that's like the 4th super wall breaker going to be coming in right there. Does give our Queen access into the core. She is taking so much damage, so very smartly decides to go ahead, drop down that invisibility spell and another rage spell just to take a little bit of the heat off that Queen. Can focus in on this Hybrid coming in from this bottom section of the base. Those scatter shots doing a lot of damage right now, and those healers switch from the Queen over to the hybrid. And to be honest, that's not going to be the worst thing that happens to this attack, because those healers will be able to bring those hogs and bring those miners back up as they try and make their way through the town hall. But we were incredibly early with the Eternal Tome, and that's going to come back to bite us as that town hall poison does eat up our troops right there. We're seeing all of the hog raiders that came out of that siege barracks get absolutely smashed by it. And it's going to be up to this queen and the RC on the back end by the looks of it. We're starting to lose all our hogs and miners. That town hall poison did so much damage to them. But as the dust settles, as everything clears, this is going to be another 3-star on the board for Kaddiel of BPT Esports. Very nice hit coming in from him there with more hybrid. Beautiful. Have we already hit a... Nah, we've not hit a base like this, I don't think, yet. But it's these toxic double scatter, triple infernos in the core. He's using all his accounts. He's using 2 of his accounts. He's using this account and his main. So we're going back to back between 2. Tough bases for hybrid, for sure. I'm just surprised to see people still using hybrid, honestly. Like, I'm a big fan of hybrid. I tried to use it in Legends, but it's incredibly difficult to get it to work on bases. There's just... The centralized town halls is just rubbish. Like, hybrids still works really well against anti-3s, but see these, like, anti-2s with a town hall right in the core? It's pretty rough trying to do it against them. You attacked this base yesterday or today. How did it go, Hammy? Did you manage to get triple? Okay, so Queen going to be coming in from that 6 o'clock section of the base. We can go ahead, rage her up in a second. Very, very, very late on that rage spell, and the Queen ability is 4. So not off to the greatest start here. I was wondering why he delayed so long on the rage spell coming in. He, of course, had the Grand Warden statue focused in on that Queen, which does such a high DPS. Going to continue pushing on, though. Drops down that next rage spell, and to be honest, I think this Queen might go down. Nope, we're going to use that invisibility spell to protect her. Really relying very heavily on the Queen to secure that town hall. Yeah, Corn, that's what I was trying to say. Like, in like planned wars and stuff, and against anti-3s is actually a pretty viable strategy still, but see against these bases where you've got like 30 seconds to plan, it's too risky. We lose a huge amount of troops super early on there with a pretty late Eternal Tome. And again, the issue here is we're saving that Eternal Tome to try and protect us through the heavy part of the base. But we end up just dropping our hybrid directly into that Town Hall Poison because the Queen doesn't get there quick enough. We have 50 seconds left up on the clock. To be honest, I think we're going to have enough to push through this one. The backup Hog Riders there from that Siege Barracks are going to be able to do some pretty nice tidy up work here on the back end. We need this Queen to continue doing some cleanup. We have plenty of cleanup troops coming in and around the top. And finally, we are going to break the fail streak. We are going to be bringing in a triple there on his second account. The Queen is just going to survive about long enough. And that is finally going to be a 3 on the board. And to be honest, I don't know if it was just me, but I didn't think the hybrid ended up actually getting that much value there. I felt like the Queen did a lot, the King, the Siege Barracks troops did so much, but the actual hybrid itself felt like it just didn't do that much. But that is a triple regardless, so we can give out that prediction. Alright, so Kaddiel going to be coming in, raging up that Queen nice and early in from that 9 o'clock section of the base. Pretty interesting base we are seeing here. We're seeing that Tornado Trap getting pulled pretty early by that Kokoloon, which is nice. It's really nice to get rid of that Tornado super early. I guess that Tornado was to try and to bait out the Blimp. Hog Rider going to be coming in there, just trying to lure out the CC before we get in range of the Town Hall. But sadly, we do activate that Town Hall, so we go ahead, drop down the invisibility spell. That is going to push us through. We've got a Rocket Loon, Headhunter, and a Lava Hound in there. I don't know, Deathcon. Okay, so King, as well as our Siege barracks going to be coming in from this bottom section of the base, freezing up the single target inferno there in the core, trying to keep this queen alive for as long as possible. We have one more freeze bell to try and maintain our queen charge, pushing into that base. Hybrid going to be making some pretty early progress through this section. A little touch late there, potentially on the Eternal Tome. We end up missing our Royal Champion. Heal spell going to be going down there on this back end of the base, trying to protect our hogs and our miners. Queen still doing some nice work. Single target inferno is going to end up going down, freezing up the multi-target inferno here on the back end. We still have the Royal Champion ability to be deployed as well. Baby Dragon can come down and does up here at that 1 o'clock section of the base, just trying to already pick up some percent points. But this is going to be a triple coming in for Kaddiel. Very nice hit coming in from him. The Royal Champion does end up going down, but we have plenty left up on this one. We have the Queen still going strong. Couple of Hog Riders in there. We have our P.E.K.K.A. from the Siege Backs at the start, and our Grand Warden up as well. So that is going to be a triple. Very nice hit coming in right there. Does good work versus air spam. Yeah, those bases always do well. To be honest, you'll find the bases that are built to defend air spam usually can get hit by ground armies like either like P.E.K.K.A. Smash, Super Bowler Smash, Hybrid I guess to an extent, but I don't think Hybrid's quite as strong. But yeah, usually you're finding most builders, especially like builders like End, like when we spoke to him, we did the building session with him. It was pretty much like he was like, we're defending air spam, super dragons. That's what most people are using. So they're trying to defend like the majority of the army comps that are being used rather than like a specific, like, if I'm sure if the builders set out and they're like, we're going to defend hybrid, it would defend this attack. But how many people are currently using hybrid in Legends League? One, I think, just Kaddiel by the looks of it. So that was what was really interesting. If you guys haven't already checked out the session we did with End on base building, really interesting. He actually ran those bases in one of the World's warm-up events. I think it was the one where Queen Walkers actually qualified. Both of those bases held really well. The bases he actually built on stream. So yeah, End's a really solid builder, and he was just saying that he always talks to all the boys from Queen Walkers, and whatever strategy they're getting hit the most by each day is what they try and defend, rather than like going, we need to defend Lalo, so let's bait that. They just look every day like, got hit by Lalo today, so let's try and defend Lalo tomorrow. We got hit by Super Dragons today, let's try and defend Super Dragons tomorrow. It's just it makes sense for sure, and it's really smart, constantly changing their bases, constantly trying to defend the ever-evolving meta. Definitely the right play, to be honest, to get high in Legends League, because you'll see some players like me when I'm actually in Legends League just constantly run the exact same bases over and over and over again and just hope that they defend everything. And to be honest, it doesn't really work. Bases get burnt, especially in Legends, very quickly, because all it takes is for one player to attack your base and to go, I know who this is, post it on Twitter, that base is burnt, or they post it on YouTube, whatever. So this is already looking pretty rough here from Kaddiel. His queen is going to have to go to ability over there on the right hand side of the base. We might sneak this if the hybrid can get through the core, which it does. Time is, I think, going to be a factor here. We do still have the Royal Champion ability. It's going to get thrown pretty soon. Queen is going to get brought back up to full HP. There is the RC ability. 30 seconds left up on the clock. We've definitely got the firepower to get through this base. I just think it's going to be time potentially that could come back to bite us. Royal Champion's going to go down at that 12 o'clock section of the base. 18 seconds left. That's almost at 1% every single second, but we are going strong. This is going to be very tight though on the back end. Queen is going to be cleaning up a lot. We've got troops on every single structure. It is going to be... Oh, the Grand Warden snipes it at the very last second. It is going to be a triple. I hate these style of bases. I absolutely hate attacking these style of bases. And that is the reason I hate attacking these style bases right there, because they bait the town halls so much. Alright, so he's already lost his queen ability, which is not the ideal start. Queen does walk into that Town Hall poison as well. Another super wall breaker going to be coming in. Opens up that section, which the Queen does decide to walk into. Loses a healer there to a Sam. Has to freeze up that single target Inferno in the core. Where's this Queen? Oh, of course the Queen passed the wrong way. King and Siege Bag is going to be coming in from that top section of the base. We protect our Queen again, this time using an invisibility spell. We need to drop a heal or our tome. There's the heal spell going to be coming down. A little bit delayed on that heal spell though. The multi-target Inferno already starting to do some work. Queen, yo, what is this Queen doing? I really don't know. But we lose almost all of our Hog Riders in the core of the base. We have plenty of miners left up though. One free spell to try and protect us a little bit through the back end. King's ability going to be smashing through this right hand side of the base, where honestly there's hardly any DPS at all, because of course we're really focused in on this left hand side of the base. And I think Kaddiel has done just about enough here. The hybrid, to be honest, didn't have that much work to do. He saves it even with losing his Queen ability super early on. And this one is definitely going to be a 3-star on the board for Kaddiel. He's not going to have too much left alive. Have I just jinxed this? No, he does have this. He does have this. With his Queen and those healers still up, he's definitely going to push through. There's only a few Archer Towers left up here on the back end of this one. A little bit tighter than maybe I was expecting, but it is going to be a 3-star regardless. Alright, so he answers that previous 99 with a triple, so we can go ahead and give out that prediction, unless he decides to end it. That would be a little bit awkward. Okay, and we can go ahead and start the next prediction for the next attack. There's that 3-star on the board for Kaddiel. There should be a max at 8. Yeah, for sure. Hammy. But I do like Itsu's idea. I think that would be cool. But it's a trade-off in cups. Let's say on each attack and defense you go +5, and then 2 attacks you go +10, but the attacks +40. Oh yeah, Corn for sure. But for what I'm trying to say here is the casual player is never going to be pushing in Legends League. A casual player like me, I just enjoy being in Legends League because you don't get any loot stolen from you and you're able to maintain. You don't have to worry about like setting bases. You can have your own like base like I do. Like for the casual player, that would be better. But what I'm saying is pro players wouldn't even need to worry about doing 2 attacks or whatever. They could still just set it as 8 and it would just be regular Legends League for them, so they would still have that competitive aspect. And I'd imagine all the pro players would just maintain 8 attacks because there would be no point in them reducing that. The only benefit to this would be for the casual player, not the pro player, which I think would be nice. Because the thing I hate more than anything is getting into Legends League, being like, I'm finally in Legends League, doing like 2-3 attacks a day, unable to do any more, then taking 8 defenses and dropping straight out of Legends League. It kills me all the time and I absolutely hate it. And it's really difficult to maintain Legends League when I literally do not have the time to do more than like, in that Legends challenge I did for Jesse Spoker, I did maximum 4 attacks. I didn't do any more than that. Day 1 I did 4 attacks, then after that I just dropped, and I ended up where I am now, like probably about to go into Titans 2. Just because I'm just like burnt out. No motivation to attack at all. I did get the protection up for this next attack. Isn't about 3 hits enough to stay in? Hammy, I was doing for day 1, day 2, I did 4 hits day 1. I took 7 defenses. Day 2, I did 3 attacks and took 6 defenses, I think. But Hammy, I was using Valkyries, so I tripled once out of about, I don't know, 7, 8 attacks. The rest of them were rubbish. 1-star most of them, so a good base could get you a lot of 1-stars. True. I think I'm running the Sunmaster base that I did some analyzing on. That's a triple coming in there from Kaddiel. Okay, so coming in against Freedom, who's not in a clan. Interesting. Yo, is no one going to predict on this? Oh, one person gets a triple in. Anyone want to throw some points on a fail? I'm about to end it. You can have some pretty nice odds. This needs to be a 3. Okay. I would be happy to triple the amount that he's tripled. I mean, I 1-star all the time, so a 1-star doesn't really annoy me anymore. I'm just like, okay, just same old. But I guess for a pro player who's like trying to push to the top, I guess a 1-star's pretty frustrating. Is that Super Wall Breaker gonna get there? Yep. He's got one more Super Wall Breaker. Once that scatter shot goes down, we should be able to use it. Yep, here it comes. Nice. Ah, Kokoloons, where you at? Loses a healer there to a Sam. Double ground expo. Locking on to the Queen, so we will need to use another Rage Bell to protect her. And we've got the Eagle Artillery raining down some fire. Oh, that's a late Rage. But it is enough to protect her. Hybrid going to be coming in from the 6 o'clock section, instantly hitting the Tornado Trap. Now, I think this Hybrid, again, is going to pass to the Town Hall. We had to get our Hybrid coming in, but the Queen just taking a little bit too long to pass through onto the Town Hall. Our Tome is going to be dropped down right there. Sadly, we do miss our Queen, but it's not going to be the end of the world. Need our Hogs and Miners to push away from this Town Hall Poison. Our Royal Champion standing in it as well. Freezing up the Eagle Artillery as well as the single target Inferno. Multi-target Inferno is going to be over on this left-hand side of the base with the Tesla Farm. Still has an invisibility spell as well as our Queen's ability. So it looks like we are going to be able to tidy up that left-hand side of the base. We can use the Invis to protect our Royal Champion. Time potentially is going to be an issue once again. Invisibility. A little bit lucky there. I'm not going to lie. A little bit lucky there to keep his RC alive. Not too sure how she didn't die there, but that is going to be a 3. Here we go. Next hit going to be coming in. Okay, so we're going to be charging into the Town Hall from that 11 o'clock section of the base. Luring out the CC. Raging up our Queen, who is taking a considerable amount of damage. It's really interesting to see that he always poisons very, very early. Rather than holding that poison to potentially take down the pups when that Lava Hound pops, he always just goes ahead, drops down that poison as soon as those headhunters run towards his Queen. But it always seems to work for him, which is nice. Like, I always panic and try and hold the poison for the Lava Hound, but as a very early hybrid deployment. Oh, that Queen's going to ability, and there's nothing he can do to stop her. Yo, she's not going to ability? Oh, he catches the Queen with the Tome. That's really nice. So he has another heal spell he can use. We'll need to use it in the core because we've got the triple Inferno Tower. First of those multis does end up going down. Hog Rider's going to be coming in, pushing around this 3 o'clock section of the base, freezing up the Eagle and the Grand Warden statue. Freezing it again, but missing the Grand Warden statue. Multi-target Inferno over towards his left-hand side is doing a little bit of work, so we could really do with taking it down sooner rather than later. Looks like that King is going to be stepping up, trying to do that job for us. But I think this is going to be a triple coming in from Kaddiel. He's looking pretty good right now. Yeah, he's still got that Queen ability. That's going to be a 3 on the board. We do have a cheeky little corner Tesla over here on that left-hand side. Not going to be one on the right-hand side, but 30 seconds, plenty of time. That's going to be a 3. Headhunters do a lot of damage. They do indeed. The final attack of the stream, and it's going to be coming in on his main account. He is currently 8th in the world. Here he is right here. So a triple is going to take him to 4th in the world. If he gets a triple, it will take him to 4th in the world. Final attack going to be coming in. Can Kaddiel get to 4th in the world? Okay, so going to be Queen charging in from this 4 o'clock section of the base, 4 or 5 o'clock section of the base. I'm not too sure where his Queen's going to path here. We potentially could be seeing some trouble if this Queen paths towards the scatter shot over at the 3 o'clock section. But it looks like we are going to be able to wall break her in to this Town Hall compartment. Couple of archers going to be coming out early. Oh, he's so late on these rage spells, and it absolutely frightens me to death how late he is. But we just see a load of archers as well as a lava hound coming out right there. King is going to be getting deployed as well, trying to help just mitigate some of the DPS from the enemy heroes and the expo. Okay, so King is going to be funneled in right there, and we potentially could be seeing some trouble because... Is this King going to activate the Town Hall and steal all the healers? No, he's just going to push away, so that King ends up doing a nice little job there, cleaning out the enemy heroes, lets our Queen get through the Town Hall. Hybrid, the meanwhile, is going to be coming in from this right-hand side of the base. We're not going to quite have the same funnel we usually do with these sort of attacks because we only have the siege barracks to push through and up towards that 12 o'clock section of the base. We don't have too much pushing through into the core, but again, that's because the majority of our hogs and our miners have made some steady progress onto the outside of the base. We're seeing a load of red bombs in next to that Town Hall, so we do end up losing a couple of healers. We still have that Queen ability in hand. No more spells, though. We have 2 super wall breakers to potentially help us through the back end, but this is looking very, very good coming in from Kaddiel. He can go ahead, drop down that Queen ability here just to help him through these last couple of defenses, but that is going to be enough to push him to 4th place in the world unless someone else has done an attack. We will check just after this one, and of course we'll grab a screenshot. With that, indeed, it is going to be a 3-star. He swags his Queen ability on the final attack of this stream, and that is very nicely done indeed. Alright, let's have a quick look. And there we are, 4th place in the world, so let me just grab...
Single day that passes without you on my mind. Not even 1 minute can end up before you come around. I yearn for the days when I see your